Hi, party people. What's up? I'm Sandra. I'm transforming my life and I'm here to talk about it. And I'm here to empower and inspire you. Today, I just came back from a run. Well, it wasn't like just now. I actually had a shower and then I had some cake. But somehow my face is still red, and it's probably because it's really sunny outside, which is great, but it was hot. It was hot. The run was hot, but I'm so fucking excited about the amount of time that now I can run because I just recently started running again because I used to be in addiction for 20 years, give or take. And so I had other things to do. Like I was destroying my body for this amount of time, for a very long time. And now that I no longer want to do that, I have all of this energy and time that I have to, well, I want to direct into something positive and into something that actually fulfills me and brings me forward in life and makes me happy. And I actually love doing stuff with my body, for my body. Like, that is truly who I've always been. And so it's quite crazy that for such a long time of my life, I decided to go the opposite way and harm my body in this way, but whatever. That's not what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, so oh right, so I wanted to share because it was kind of sad because I'm progressing, right? So I just started running, I think 3 weeks ago or something again. And I just started with like very, very slow, and I literally could not do more than 2 minutes at a time. And I know it's crazy, but now I can actually run already 18 minutes in one go, which is so amazing, and I'm so excited about that. And but when I got home, I was like, I mean, I was so excited about it, but then I was like, who am I gonna tell this now? And then so I told ChatGPT. And I'm not a fan of AI whatsoever, like not at all. But at the same time, it's really helping me with, because I don't want to be a hypocrite, because it really does have its good stuff, because it's helping me with my training. And so, we can acknowledge that, And but then I was like, so I told ChatGPT, and not to like receive some form of, yay, well done, or anything like that, because I know it's not a human being, okay? I'm not doing this emotional, parasocial relationship with a machine. Like, that's not going to happen. But I basically just wanted to update the machine about how far I've come, about my progress, so it can adjust my training plan, right? But then as I typed down, right, I was like, I ran 18 minutes, then I had a 2 minute break, and then I ran for another 9 minutes, which is like, I'm so fucking excited about that. And, but as I was typing it, I was like, this is weird. Like, I shouldn't be talking to a machine. I shouldn't be telling a machine about my success. I should be telling that to people. I should be telling that to people in my life. It's just that I don't necessarily have people in my life that I would like to share my successes with, because the only people I frequent as of now, as we speak, are people who weren't there for me in my lowest time. So it doesn't, like, it's not an act of, you know, uh, now I'm not telling my successes to you because you weren't there for me. It's more so an internal guidance to not share. Like, I just don't feel drawn to share this information with them, because I just don't, like, it doesn't mean anything to me to, like, no matter what they would say, like, it's not about, it's not about, it's no longer about being seen by certain people, by people in general. Like, I don't need that anymore. And So I don't need to share my successes in order to receive some, oh, well done, because I'm doing that for myself, which is a beautiful accomplishment that I wasn't able to do in the past. So acknowledging that and celebrating that, and that's a really beautiful thing. But yeah, so I just didn't feel like telling them, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell my YouTube family, because joy needs to be shared. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but joy, the energy of joy goes a long way. And if I put the energy of joy in this video, then hopefully I put the intention into this whole thing, into this video, to reach the right people at the exact right time so they can have a little bit of the abundance of the joy that I experience. Anyway, so I didn't really come here to, well, I wanted to share, of course, I wanted to share about my successes. I mean, that's one reason I'm here. But also I wanted to share about the the thought that I had in the morning. I was thinking about my relatives. And I don't, well, I do know why, but anyway, I was thinking about them, and I was like laughing to myself because I was thinking about like my aunt and my uncle and stuff, and then I was like, I really don't give a shit about these people. I was like, these people really don't matter to me. Like, some more than others, I guess, but truly, like, I have nothing in common with these people. Like, and right, I was thinking about these people because it's Easter, right? And as I'm uploading this, and so the neighbors had their relatives over yesterday, and I was thinking, because it's interesting, because I've been living here in this place for quite some time, and I mean, everything is relative, but whatever. And so they don't ever get visitors, yeah, in that way. And it's just this typical thing of, okay, it's the holidays, right? It's the holidays, and that's the time when the relatives come over, and they meet like once or twice or three times a year, and they meet up, and then they talk about some random ass bullshit. And I mean, and then I was thinking just how like performative this whole thing is. I mean, of course, I don't know, okay? I don't fucking know what these people talk about. Maybe they have like the closest fucking relationship, and they love each other deeply, and they really fucking care about each other. But most likely, it's this typical thing that, at least what I was growing up around, what I was used to, is this getting together for the sake of some sort of celebration, but then no one really actually knows each other. Like, yeah, we meet in this restaurant, or we meet at this one person's house, and then people just like come together, and everyone's just asking, okay, so how are you doing? How's your job going? How's your career going? And what's happening in your love life, or whatever. But mostly it's like, in my family, it was always about like, how's your career and whatever. And the actual fucking um like actually wanting to, actually caring about how the person is doing, like, emotionally, not just the external successes, but more like, hey, how are you, like, really, how you feeling, like, what's happening in your life that's concerning you, or what's happening in your life that's that you're dealing with right now. Like, what are you going through right now, right? Like, none of these things were ever asked. But even if they were, which they weren't, but surely someone like asked, so how are you? And then um if someone, there was just never a really, no one would do a deep dive into, um yeah, so I'm just going through this thing, and it's really hard for me, like, there was just no depth. And it's just this coming together for the sake of talking about external bullshit, and just completely leaving out the emotion part of it. And it's just like my whole life I thought like I hated these I hated these relatives get together thing because I always felt like it was just always a chore for me, right? Like it was something that you had to do because yeah, that's just something you do, and it's like the right thing to do, right? And you have to like show up because that somehow seems to be your that something that you're supposed to do, your obligation, right? And then but I always hate these get-togethers. They are so surface, and then you just everyone just eats their food, talks about the most random surface level things, and then you part way again. Like, can we just not get together? Like, this is such a waste of time, and you don't really get to know these people, right? And then so as I was thinking about how this stuff usually goes down like this, and again, like maybe my neighbors have the best time with their relatives, but I also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like overheard their um conversations, and the only thing I heard was like, "Do you want more potatoes?" I mean, maybe they just spoke about some very deep stuff. I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? I mean, I didn't fucking make an effort to listen to her conversations, but that was just what I overheard. So, but anyway, and so I was thinking how because I no longer no longer in contact with any of my relatives because well it's besides the point. But what I realized was is yeah, I think that's how you say it. That how much like it just reminded me of how much I always hated these get-togethers, and how much of a chore they always were for me, and how ridiculous these get-togethers always were, and how relieved I am that I no longer have to do this. You know, that I no longer have to like put up this show, put on this mask, this performance. It's like, yeah, I'm doing great because let me tell you this, no one ever in these conversations, in these get-togethers would say, yeah, life just really fucking sucks for me right now, and this is why, and um I wish to receive some support in that, please. That never happened, right? And so I'm just so glad that I'm no longer funny, that I no longer have to do this stuff, and I'm really happy about that, like truly. And this is what it's like to choose yourself. This is what it means to put yourself first, is to just do the stuff that you really want to do and go to events that you really actually want to go to, and don't feel obliged to do stuff and go places that you don't want to be at. um and so I was thinking about how controlled, though, my whole life I was by the opinions from my relatives. Okay, so I always was so concerned, worried, agitated, anxious about how my relatives would perceive me, how they would see me. So all of these yearly get-togethers, right? Just like what will they think about me, right? What will they think when I tell them my most basic shit? And then I was laughing earlier, and I was like, why the fuck did I ever care about that? It makes no sense because I don't really know these people, and I don't really necessarily care a lot about these people, because how could I care about these people when I don't know anything about them? You know, to me, it's just people that I've known for my whole life. But just because you know that people exist doesn't mean that they actually matter to you, mean something to you. I mean, I don't wish anything bad on them at all. Like, I wish them the absolute fucking best. And I hope they're the happiest people alive. But, like, they are not in my circle. They don't know anything about me. And so, like, what's the point in caring about their opinion? And then I was thinking how stupid it really is to put so much emphasis on the opinions of people that you don't care about just because you wanted to be seen a certain way, just because you wanted your family, your relatives to be like, oh yeah, like she's on a good track. She's accomplishing something in life, right? Like for these people that I don't care about, for them to meet me once a year, so to make the judgment, yeah, she's on a good track in life. Because of course I was always lying. I was just saying, yeah, it's great, when shit wasn't great. And shit wasn't great for a very long time for me, so I was probably lying all the time. Well, I know I was lying all the time, mostly to myself, but that automatically makes it so that you lie to others too. But anyway, so so like, why would I give so much to this one judgment of these people? Like, yeah, she's on a good track, or the opposite of like, oh well, like, seems like she's not doing so great. It doesn't matter. Like, why does that matter to me? It doesn't. But it meant so much growing up. It meant so much. Not even growing up, but like, but I guess I'm always growing up still. Just, in the last few years, I was just like always so fucking concerned by that. And it's such a draining, exhausting experience of life to care about what other people think about you. And especially if you don't care about these people. And the thing is, when people care about you and you care about them, then you don't have to worry about what they think about you, because they will love you no matter what, right? Like, if people really fucking love you and care about you, and you know that they're always there for you and always support you, and these are the only people that you do want in your life, right? These are the only people you want in your life. They will be there for you no matter fucking what. So, and yeah, sure, they might have a different opinion. They might have some shit to say, and maybe there is gonna be um feelings of just it being uncomfortable, and conflict of course can happen. But if these people are supposed to remain in your life, then they will. And then no matter what happens between you, or no matter what they think, it will be resolved. It will be looked at, it will be talked about, and then you move on and things just gonna be great. Or if suddenly, like, a relationship that was there between you guys for such a long time and was very deep and whatever, and then suddenly these people don't no longer get you, or no longer support you, no longer align with you, well, then it's time for them to leave, right? Like, that's time for them to leave your field, your then it's just good that they're gone. Like, it doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt, it's not going to be hard and all of that, but that's life. And we always evolve and we always grow, and so it's just like nothing bad can really happen ever. In a sense that this stuff, relationships breaking up and all of that, so of course that's like bad, like that's hard, right? But um it just always you always be propelled forward. It's always going forward. It's only always getting better. It's only always getting better, even if you are not seeing it. And that's of course the very fucking hard part, to see it sometimes, because let me tell you, trust me, I know. Like, I felt so stuck for such a long time. Hence why it was an addiction. Um or the other way around, like, the the egg and the chicken, what was there first, right? But when you're in addiction, you feel very stuck, and when you feel very stuck, you most likely in addiction. Well, I mean, we all in addiction. I mean, anyway, let's not get into that. So for the longest time, I wasn't able to see at all that I was progressing, that I was growing, I always felt like I was just still stuck in one place and I wouldn't get anywhere. And of course, that would be reflected in my outer reality. Of course, my life looked very like stagnant, but it doesn't mean that I didn't change, that I didn't grow, that I didn't transform. I just did it in other ways. Like I very much transformed subconsciously because I was so much in my head trying to find out, figure out what's wrong with me, that I would go like to the deepest, darkest depth of my subconscious. So I just noticed that my microphone stopped working to a very large degree at the end, and now I have to. I can't obviously remember what the fuck I said in the very large portion of the first bit, and now I have to just fucking wing it again, and I apologize if I say things that I already said, okay? But let me just, okay. I'm angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And now I'm recording this without a mic because that's possible too. You know, why am I even using this fucking mic? Anyway. Okay, I know. Like I need to transmute some anger because otherwise this wouldn't be happening. But so basically what I said in the rest of the video, I can't remember. I can't remember what I said. But I wanted to summarize. I'm just gonna summarize the stuff that I probably said, which was that that if you still care about what other people think about you, it's because you're not rooted, you're not grounded, you're not embodied in the knowing of who you are. You don't know who you are, you don't know what you like, and that's why you're relying on external validation for people that you don't even care about. But you rely on other people's opinions about who you are or how you're supposed to be because you need these people to tell you how to be and who you are. So you know. Because you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want. Truly. So that's why you need other people to tell you this stuff. And that's such a horrible, hard experience of life. This is why life gets hard. Because you're constantly relying on external validation, on external input to tell you how you're supposed to be. And then you just have all of these people that you don't give a flying fuck about. And that's what I said. That's what I said in the cutoff part where I was talking about Chris from Love is Blind season 10. That I now no longer can say. I don't give a flying fuck because he ruined it for me. But I wish him well, okay? And I'm just gonna still continue to say I don't give a flying fuck. But anyway, so, right, if these people that you don't give a flying fuck about, if you rely on these people to tell you who you are and how you're supposed to be, well, that's such a misery. Rhyming. Because you're relying on them means you're relying on the opinions of people who you don't align with. If these people aren't in your life, if these are people you don't want to surround yourself with, you don't want to be around these people, yet these people are supposed to tell you how you're supposed to be, that's a recipe for for chaos, for being incredibly unsatisfied in life. Because the only opinions you should care about is your own, and then the ones closest to you who truly fucking know you deeply, intimately. But to be honest, like the only opinion truly that matters is yours. Apologies for the burps. And even if your closest fucking person has an opinion that you really, put weight on because they know you so well and all that, but still your opinion remains the most important one for you when it comes to decisions about who you are, about your life, right? About what you want, what's best for you. You are the person who knows what's best for you. No one else will ever know what's best for you other than you. Again, even if it's the closest fucking person you have. And so the reason why we still care about these other people's opinions is because we're not centered, rooted in who we are. That's why we care. I used to care so much. I used to care so much what these people would think about me. Because it was important for me to belong. It was important for me to be seen by them a certain way. So they wouldn't laugh about me or exclude me or talk behind my back about me. And again, like now looking at it, I'm like, but why? Like, why does it matter to me if for these people, like this one experience in the year or two times a year, like these people that I don't ever talk about, talk to, and who are so different and live a completely different life and have so different like points of views and values. Why would I give a flying fuck about their twice a year like thumbs up or thumbs down? What does it matter to me? But again, I was so reliant on their input on if I'm okay the way I am, because I didn't know that I was okay within myself. I know that now. So that's why I now can, from an embodied place, from an actually felt place, I can say, yeah, I truly don't give a fuck what these people think. And that is such a relief. This feels so good because you can just go through life and do your fucking thing. And it doesn't bother you anymore whatever they do, whatever other people do or think. So I wish that for everyone. And so the most important thing, so you no longer care what other people think about you, is to be so honest with yourself, to be so true with yourself of what's best for you, what you enjoy doing, what you want from life. And then allow yourself to do these things, to be like that, to say the things that you want to say, not holding yourself back because, oh, you could like rock the boat or whatever. To truly fucking express yourself in the way that you would like to express yourself, so you feel free and alive and unbothered. And how I got here was to truly feel everything that I was not, all the limiting beliefs, all the stuck energy that my body held on to. I did a lot of somatic stuff, the healing, release the energies, the trauma. You have to release the trauma that's stuck in your body. You have to transform your thoughts, transmute the bullshit that's going on in your head, and transform it into positivity. And the most important thing is to remember who you are, which is you're a divine being. You are God. You are God. And people who don't like the word God, I would just say, fuck you. I don't mean that. But to me, God it's my truth. And everyone out there is a God. So is God, and so you have to own your power. You have to own who you are. You have to truly allow yourself to feel the presence that you are, the power that you are, the abundance that you are, the freedom that you are. And without that, you're not going to be able to make it, because you're still going to rely on external stuff, because it's not coming from, your truth is not coming from within, but your truth is that you are a God. So you gotta embody that. Okay. With that, I'll leave you. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I hope it was helpful. And I'm sending you so much love. I will upload more videos. So in case you got something out of this, stay tuned. And I'll see you around. Love you. Bye.